what was that first few years like? Was it success? Was it struggles? And then how did you focus on even building your business at that time?
Yeah, I mean, so that's a great question. Thanks for asking that. My first year I made $7,000. It was not like some people are like, oh man, this sucks, $7,000. I mean, I literally, the only sales I had my first year was my brother's buddy, who was a real estate investor. He didn't have an NAID, which is what you need to buy HUDs. It's a certain designation to buy HUDs. His brokerage did not have that. He was a broker. HER, which he was with at the time, did have it. We were a team, Columbus Realty team, CRT Realtors, under HER at the time. And he was the only one who gave me sales. I made $6,000. So it was a matter of literally, just to answer your question, I told everyone. I mean, he figured out because I sent him an email. I email blasted everyone, and everyone I had an email for. Sent letters at the time. It was just, I sent literally, it was like a form letter I sent to my dad's friends. So I really, when I was starting out, I just told everyone. And then I would, my neighbor, I lived in Westgate at the time, over in the West Side, very popular neighborhood amongst us, the young hipsters. My wife had bought there in 2000. She bought there in the year 2000, which is a great time to buy over there. But I would go door to door. I would literally, and I wouldn't knock on the doors, but I'd leave a flyer on everyone's door. I got involved in the neighborhood. So getting involved in the neighborhood on the West Side was crucial, because I was a Hilltop area commissioner. I got on the board of the Hilltop Business Association. I was on the Westgate Neighbors Association board. So I just got real involved. And I think by doing so, by really just letting everyone know as realtor, number one, and number two, getting involved in the community. Those two things kind of got me my first wave of success. And then now I still sell a lot over on the West Side. It's not the only place I sell. I got a listing come up in Westerville, but I still enjoy quite a bit of success over there. And it's also heartwarming for me to do that, because I know the West Side has struggled through the years, through just being certain areas of it being blighted. So I feel like it's almost like something that God's kind of called me to do, is just try to help the West Side out as much as I can. And even if it's in little ways, my impact, even if it's a little, I just love the fact I'm helping that neighborhood out in any way possible. And I do sell a lot in those neighborhoods. And even I try to seek out, investors that are going to do a good job. And I kind of get on my investors that aren't doing a good job and say, hey man, you got to make this a certain way. You can't be selling this piece of crap to the public. So I kind of, a little bit of a stopgap for some of those investors I work with, and they appreciate it at the end, because it ends up selling for more, So,
right.
So yeah, this is a long-winded answer there. So.
No, I love that, and that's why I love having, just successful agents coming on here, because I think you're the first one that has specifically said that you got that involved in the community, in the neighborhood, to that level, to that extent. Obviously there's people that get involved in their neighborhoods, but, getting to, some of the more public rules, right? And that kind of was a focus, of yours. I love that, because, that's why I love, there's so many different ways to find business and do business. And you just got to figure out what works best for you and who you are and how you want to build it.
Amen. Yeah. I think about like moms, for example. I live in UA now, and I go pick up my boys from Greensville Elementary School up here in North UA, and I see these moms all talking to each other. They get these little mom cliques, So I think about some of those realtors that are moms. I mean, just get involved in some, the PTO, or any kind of little, school booster or anything like that. They're mostly women in these things, and I think I encourage any woman realtor to get involved in that. There's a couple of realtors at CRT that kill it, just because of those kind of mediums. So whatever it is you can get involved in, take a look at it. Any of your sphere of influence. You might have a church, you might be Jewish, and you might have a synagogue, or a temple. I mean, whatever it is, get involved, because it will help you give back. It'll also help you get business as an indirect result. So.